Hello, here we are looking at our selected plants which is based on higher photosynthesis rate and optimal growth condition and temperature too. And the best part of these plants are these photosynthesis rate can be synthetically altered by injecting enzyme so that their normal photosynthesis behavior is enhanced. And light and environment conditions. Here we are choosing a pod size of 7 centimeter wide and 7 centimeter deep and 7 centimeter height, and we are maintaining a pH level from 5.5 to 6 because we are using hydroponic system, not the soil. And the optimal light intensity, if you are using for 16 hours per day, then we will be using from range to 130 to 150. And if you are using 24 hours a day, then we will be using 122 mu mole meter square per second, which is ppft. And the optimal growth temperature for each and every plant ranges from 24 to 28, so we will be optimally maintaining 25 to 26 degree in our system.
Materials we are using for the outer structure. We will be using plastic which will be insulated by coated fabrics inside. This will create a temperature controlled environment. Why is it important to manage humidity and temperature? Having high levels of humidity or setting the temperature too high or low causes the environment to be wet or damp, resulting it in stressed plants which are prone to pests, mold and mildew. So here, why are we using the hydroponics and not soil? The nutrients added to the water may include phosphorus, nitrogen, calcium, potassium, and many more nutrients, depending on the plants being grown. So here, the water and the nutrients are delivered directly to the roots. So this is the advantage of hydroponic system.
So, how we are tackling the water leakage in system? We'll be using the vibration gyroscope sensor. Once the system encounters any kind of movement like push or pull, like we'll be having a portability feature too, but then the system will control the water flow and water leakage is prevented to an extent. How we are maintaining conditions inside layers? We'll be using a humidity sensor which is called DHT11. This sensor uses a thermistor and a capacitive humidity sensor. So, and the produced oxygen will be measured by optical O2 sensor.
Hello, Satra. Hello.
Uh, so, um, okay, this is our structure of the system. Basically, we have different containers, and here we have two C3 plants, two C4 plants, and three C4 plants and two CAM plants. Next slide. So basically, how it works: the air entering from the external atmosphere passes through a filtration process and then directly goes into inside a compressor, and which is compressed to a next layer where the nitrogen fixing plants are placed. These nitrogen fixing plants, for example, the legumes, these plants have a bacteria named Rhizobium in their roots, which help to fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the edible ones for the plants. So after this process, the air passes to the C3 and the other subsequent containers. So these plant this these plants helps in the process of photosynthesis and increases the oxygen present in the atmosphere, that is the inside the container, and finally it reaches to the emergency storage where the enriched oxygen is stored and can be used for the patients.
In this, we could see a lateral view of a particular layer. So, as we say, the water we are using hydroponics, that is ebbs and flow for hydroponics we are using. So, the nutrients are passed, nutrient in this water is passed through the each and every layer, and the roots are being immersed, plants roots are being immersed, and as we explained before, the gyroscopic sensor takes care of the any kind of water movements, and if any external movement is happening, then the water flow is altered. Then we are using a light which is of red, blue and green LEDs, but red and blue, which is most important for the photosynthesis to occur, and red's nanometer is 400 to 450 and blue's nanometer is 700, 600, 650 to 700, and green LEDs are required but not to a much extent. So we are using 45% of red and 45% of blue, and remaining is for green LEDs. So to maintain the humidity sensor, we will be using DHT11 sensor. By that, accordingly, we will control the lighting system so that our temperature decreases.
Uh, so the water will be supplied through the water inlet. So plants only use 1% of water. So there's a huge amount of water loss. The users will be required to refill the water on a daily basis. When the nutrient level is too low, the system will prompt the user to refill the specific nutrient. It takes about 2 to 3 months for the particular nutrient to get completely used. The overall movement will be controlled by the flow meter, which regulates the oxygen and deliver using nasal cannula, nebulizers, and oxygen face mask.
So here we have a miniature structure from our system. That is, we have we are introducing a new feature called the portability feature, where we can carry some of the containers from the system, and we can attach them and make it as a miniature or a mini version of the same system. Here we have to take at least 3 containers with us for the required generation of the oxygen rich air. So basically, we have this emergency layer, which gets filled subsequently by passing through these layers, and the patient can access to this layer and can inhale the oxygen rich air. So once the when the patient feels like he doesn't need any more oxygen, the system can automatically start releasing the oxygen to the in the room or the in the place where the patient is present, so that the surrounding oxygen gets enriched with O2.
And in the future improvement, we will be adding image processing techniques so that we can improve the photosynthesis process on scanning our each and every plant leaves. Thank you.